And now we're ready for our next conversation of the day. We're bringing you an entertainer interview. And today, like I mentioned, we want to talk about social media and how maybe it's helping to bridge the gender gap. With me here, I have three ladies. This here is Flora Fresgi. I hope I said Fresgi. Yes. Okay. Aziad Nasenya and Laura Olwoj. Karibuni sana to the show.
Thank you.
All right, guys. Well, you know what? Sunday, March 8th is International Women's Day. And it is a global day that celebrates the social, economic, cultural, and political achievements of women. It is also, though, marking a call to action for accelerating gender equality. This year's theme is Each for Equal, meaning that collectively, each of us can actually help bridge, this gap and create a gender equal world. So I know there's a lot of stories about boy child, girl child, but actually the gap does exist and is still quite wide. And we want to look at it from the angle of entertainment and comedy. Many more women are now coming up out into comedy, into entertainment. And a lot of this, I guess we could credit to social media platforms that have really made that possible. One of which is a social media video app called Tik Tok. And that is certainly bringing out new talents, things that we didn't know people have skills for. We're seeing new talents, and it is offering a platform for people to be able to showcase those skills to a wider audience, even beyond Kenya. Now, all of you ladies, have TikTok accounts, and yes, you're very active on there, from what I understand.
Yes. Yeah.
Tell me, what got you into TikTok in the first place?
For me, what got me into TikTok was my love for imitating. So in mid 2018, I decided to join TikTok. Then it was Musically. Mm-hmm. So it was a safe place for me to do my crazy stuff and just be myself.
And before this, you were still like imitating people, like your friends, or?
Yes, in school I used to do that, but then it wasn't in the public or anything like that. So TikTok gave me that platform where everyone didn't mind how you do your thing.
Sure.
Yeah.
What about for you?
What got me into TikTok was my love for doing accents. So as I was going through my Instagram, I got through a certain chick called D. She's really famous on Instagram.
Okay.
So I saw her do a certain lip sync for an American. I was like, how did she do that? And I know clearly she's not the one who's talking.
It's not like that chick who just said she woke up and had an American accent, like Ugandan.
No.
Okay.
Yeah, so I was like curious, what app did she use? And then I downloaded it and then I started.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, now that you've said you like doing accents, you're going to have to do some accents for us. Oh, yes. How about you, Laura?
I joined TikTok out of curiosity.
Okay.
So I joined TikTok when it was still Musically at the time, but I didn't really create. I just made one video and then I forgot about it. Yeah, so when TikTok actually became TikTok from Musically, I was motivated to inspire and actually create my own content and entertain.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so you're doing comedy, I guess, imitations.
Yeah, comedy.
You're doing accents. What sort of content are you creating?
Well, I create all types of content. I do dance, I do lip syncs, I do slow-mos, I do comedy, acting,
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So when you look at sort of the creative field now, do you feel like more women now have a say, more do you feel like there's a greater chance for women to participate in this space? Because of course for a long time the entertainment field just seemed very heavily dominated by men. Do you feel like platforms like this one have actually enabled you to come out? Or if there was no TikTok, for example, or no Musically back in the day, would you be doing what you do today?
I would say yes and no, because on a normal day you would always think about criticism from other people. People would probably say, oh, you can dance because you're this size, or you can dance because you're ugly, or you can dance because of this. But then with TikTok, there are every kind of ages there, and you'll find an 80-something-year-old lady dancing or doing makeup, or a 5-year-old little girl doing anything, So that gives you the space and freedom to be yourself without feeling criticized. And even if someone comes and comments a criticism comment, you wouldn't mind it because there are people who are actually supporting you, and the app being a free space, you actually don't mind it.
Okay.
Yeah.
But what makes TikTok stand out for you over all the other social media apps? Like, I guess, why TikTok particularly? It's obviously gained a lot of popularity in the last, few months even, really. I think it's just kind of exploded. But what is it about this TikTok then? And how does it compare, like, for you, to say to YouTube or to Insta Stories or IGTV or whatever else it could be? Snapchat, was a thing once upon a time.
I think TikTok is more expressing, and the fact that it's short videos which are more catchy, and then TikTok, it's like really easy to gain followers. In that, if you post a video, maybe I have 3 followers. If I post a video right now, 100 people get to see it. I'll get like 10 other followers from that. And in Instagram, it's a feed. You'll only get that. If you post something, it's only people who follow you that might get to see it. But in TikTok, it's like worldwide. People from Uganda and every single place will get to see that.
Okay. All right. Tell me about your audience now. When you've looked at it, are they drawn from, across, Africa, beyond Kenya? How does it work for you?
So on the TikTok app itself, there's this section that's called analytics. So on the analytics, you can check like where your followers are coming from. So like you can see you have your top following from maybe Kenya, then you have America and Brazil, it's global. Your audience is global, yes.
Okay. All right. So the other thing, and we're going to be diving into now Women's Day particularly in just a few moments when we take a break. We're going to focus on that later. But for now, I just still want to, understand your journeys and how you guys are expressing yourselves through this platform. How do you keep the momentum then of this posting? How often, first of all, do you post on TikTok? I haven't tried it yet. But how often do you post on TikTok? It almost feels like people are now like constantly on their phones.
Every day?
Every day?
Yeah, it should be every day. Because it's something I have learned to love and enjoy. And so for me, it's almost every day.
Okay. But is it a lot of work to do? I mean, because it sounds like there's editing, it's very short videos. That's a lot of work. Like, you need to have enough content. How are you juggling that workload?
Yeah, I think it depends with also the kind of content you're creating, because for lip syncing, it's not a must for you to like edit. There are some videos that it's not a must to edit, but there's some it is very key to edit. So for me, it's 50-50. It's hard and then it's not.
Right. And I think one of the barriers to say something like YouTube is the quality of the videos and the audio is just so much higher. It's like HD TV production really these days. It sounds like TikTok, you can start with whatever you have. You just need a smartphone. It doesn't matter if you're, kabambe, or I mean, obviously you need a camera, but like if your phone is 5K or if it's 100K,
exactly.
It sounds like the barriers to entry are much fewer.
Yes.
Okay. So what makes one successful then on this platform?
Consistency.
Yeah.
You have to be consistent. You have to post every day and have like good quality every day. You have to make yourself better than you were yesterday.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is it hard for you guys to compete with the guys? Because I feel like sometimes guys, they can get away with all sorts of things. Have you ever felt like there's a restriction on how much you can do?
Actually, for my part, I feel like they're actually the guys who normally complain that girls are being favored.
Oh.
Because they feel like, because they feel like girls, you get likes and followings because you're pretty and you dance and you show how you put on, you see. And guys, they just have guy figure, like just laugh. So yeah.
Okay, all right. Well, we're going to take a short break right now, but I'll be back with these 3 ladies afterwards. And I especially want to dive into talking about International Women's Day and just sort of understanding for you guys. Do you also see this, as female creators? Now you're in the public space. Is this just fun for you, or do you also see that you have some measure of a responsibility to the ones that are watching your platform? And I'm still waiting for that accent. Wow. We might make you dance. I don't know who will you imitate. All of you are going to do something. So
oh my.
You guys do this every day. So We have cameras, 3 of them.
It can't happen
You're
on
not
camera.
saying-
Yeah, it's, you know, it's,
We'll take a break and we'll be back after this. Stay tuned. All right, everybody, welcome back to Full Circle with Joyce, and thank you once again for all of you who are engaging with me. I do appreciate your company. 22999 is the SMS line, and also you can catch up with me on Facebook at Switch TV Kenya. Here's what a few of you are saying. Jane Manjaro, you're watching us from Kisumu, almost going to work, but you're at least tuned in for now. Thank you very much for the greetings. Sarem Abraham as well, good morning to you as well. Princess Winnie Frank, you're watching from Maragua. Thank you for that. King P. Msani Ke from Nakuru is watching as well. I have Alicia Mso from Nyeri. I also have PC or MCPM from Kitengela watching as well. Aisha Faya, good morning to you too. Emmy Isaac says, I'm tuned in from View Park. Jeffrey Oindi says, you're watching us from Kangemi. I also have King Kideka Mayweather from Saika Estate watching, as well as Van Young Music. You're tuned in as well. I really do appreciate every single one of you. Do keep your feedback coming in as we go through our discussions. We're carrying on our first discussion or our discussion from earlier, where we were talking about trying to bridge the gender gap through entertainment, and specifically through these video apps that we've been seeing. I'm going to jump back into that conversation in just a bit, but before I do, I want to talk about the theme of International Women's Day 2020, which is coming up this Sunday. It's marked every year on the 8th of March, and this year's campaign is hashtag equal, or each for equal. Okay, each for equal, drawing attention to the difference individuals can make. Western Europe currently has the highest gender parity rating at 76.7%, and it is said that complete gender equality may not be achieved for another century, like another 100 years. You're shaking your head. Tell me, what's running through your mind as you hear a stat like that?
I think it's sad that they think like that. That you said
that is a fact.
Yeah, it's a fact. So I don't believe in that.
This is actually by the weforum.org.
Wow.
It might take a century.
We're already changing the world, and things are changing, I believe. So and we start the change ourselves as women, as young ladies. We're the ones to change the difference. You know. So yeah, I don't think that would be. That's true.
Okay.
It will have changed before then.
You're hoping it would have changed
Yes,
before then. What about
yes.
you guys? What are your reflections? I mean, this is a relatively scientific study, or at least an analytical study, at least. Just recognizing that we still have very many different challenges. But are you with Flora here saying, you know what, we're going to change that before it's time? Or are there certain things that concern you about the rate at which we've been going, that you say we do need to address if we are to do this before, a century is up?
Wow. I think I do concur with her.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're also going to be optimistic.
Yeah.
All right. Laura, what are you thinking? Are you also going to defy the study?
I think there is some truth to that, truthfully speaking, because people kind of have some mentalities that women only do this and they can't, like an example is like truck driving. People don't think women can become truck drivers and such stuff. But I think like with platforms like TikTok, they're empowering women to be able to take it within your stride and create, so I think with more innovative things, we can be able to bridge that gap and have gender equality before that century elapses.
Well, let's talk also about the theme of International Women's Day this year, which again is each for equal, and it's seeking to draw attention to the idea that gender equality isn't a women's issue. Okay, it's not just a gender issue. It is trying to say that this is actually an economic issue. that if women are still earning less than men, that is a problem, because then we're not giving our full selves and all of our beings. We're not giving 100% to the economies in which we live, and so all of us are then going at a loss. And as content creators then on this space, I don't know if you guys have anything specific planned for International Women's Day. Is that something that you would do, perhaps, if you sat down and thought about it? Would you try and target something specific to March 8th?
Yeah, I would say on body positivity for women, because that's an issue as a plus size woman. And this has always been on my page, to try and send positivity to, you know, should I say thick or plus size women, so they, you know, to cut down on the criticism that comes towards us as plus size women. So yeah, that I would personally do something about it.
Okay.
Yeah.
What about for you? Would you do something specific for Women's Day? Did you even consider Women's Day, or do you kind of just try and keep your content neutral?
I do consider Women's Day. I saw a challenge they launched the other day. It's called #SheCanChallenge.
Yeah.
And I was still brainstorming, like thinking about what to do. I have not really settled on what to do, but
Okay.
yeah.
But you would like to do
I
something.
would.
How about you?
For me, I have a video already made, but
Okay.
it wasn't to what I actually want to do, because
Okay.
I want to have a video where I can show people the different, aspects of being a woman, girl.
Yeah.
There's the sport aspect, there's
Right.
the education aspect, there's
Right.
the entertainment aspect.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I like that you're bringing up, because actually this campaign for this year's Women's Day is highlighting 6 key areas. Okay. One is championing women forging tech innovation. I mean, it's so cool to see women in the tech, the science, the math spaces, shoulder to shoulder with gentlemen, because of course, as the science that we are told to hang on to, Nile, home science, but not science.
Yeah.
So it's nice when there are ladies that are out there, busting those ceilings. Also applauding equality for women athletes. I mean, there's some chicks that's just doing amazing things globally. Forging inclusive workplaces so women can thrive. And a lot of places have also begun to implement legislation, including simple things like, do you have a place for nursing mothers to go and, pump breast milk or take care of their kids, or flexible hours when they still have young ones at home. Supporting women to earn on their own terms. Of course, this one is a big one, and I think this will be an enduring discussion for some time. But there's also empowering women through health education and increasing visibility for female creatives, which is where you guys would fall in.
Yeah.
So generally, with the sort of content that you create, obviously visibility is one thing. And we've seen in entertainment circles, sometimes people feel all press is good press, even if it's bad press. I'm sure you guys have heard that before. I'm sure you've come across people who will do anything, just to trend.
Yeah.
How do you guys manage that? Are you ever tempted to do something super wild because it's gonna get some traction? Or do you approach this with your own set of values?
I would say I do go as crazy as I can go, but to make people, if you had a bad day, if you saw my videos, you would have a better day. So, but I don't go to an extreme where people think sometimes being a pretty girl and then you have to take off your clothes and all that to get attention. I have not gone to that end. I don't think I would go there.
And there are people who do that on TikTok too, right?
Yeah, but then now TikTok rules don't allow such things,
Okay.
because they're kids.
Yeah.
You'll find children below 5 even, making it on TikTok.
Yeah.
So such offensive videos are not allowed on TikTok. So there are many things to do on TikTok, or even just normally in the world or in your own creative world. There are a lot of things that you can do and you can trend. You don't have to do extremes to be noted or to be noticed at all. So you just be as creative as you can. Sit down and think whatever, as much as it's stupid. Just do it. Someone might find it interesting. So
Make
yeah,
someone's day.
exactly.
Okay. What about for you? Are
I'd
there
say-
moments you've considered acha niskume envelope kidogo?
Not really. It just depends with whatever I'm shooting at that particular moment. So let's say it's a lip sync for an acting crying person. The extreme I'd go, like I'd really be dramatic and really cry and really convince guys I'm crying. That's the extreme I'd go. But yeah.
Okay. And for you?
For me, my content, I try and make content that's like within my morals. I don't go beyond, my like circle, because like I'm my own brand, so I have to carry what I do on the platform with me. So if I make controversial content, it might stick.
Yeah.
That's all I'm known for.
And it does.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
absolutely sticks.
Yeah.
You'll be,
To be the only
you're in
thing.
your 40s with your toys, and then they're like, "Mommy, see where you are." Like,
Yeah.
it really does stick,
Yeah.
and I like that it is you guys who are saying that as young women, which is something I always say. Actions always have consequences,
Yeah, they
and
do.
so it's so important I think as young people and on a platform like this one, to be able to tell others, like, you need to count the cost, and for me
Yes.
the end does not justify the means.
True.
You don't want to wake up one day and live in regret. That
Yeah.
would be a absolutely terrible thing. But as we wrap up this interview with you ladies, in light of Women's Day, in light of the space that you guys are occupying now as creatives on TikTok, I want you guys to just sort of share your final nuggets, or maybe there's a lesson or any sort of thought you would have for the other young women that are watching this show right now. What is something you would like to leave them with today? Each of you will say something, so we can begin with you.
I would say, right now everyone, and especially as young girls, we are running to make it in life, and we see the celebrities, we see this, video vixens and whatever it is, and we want to get there as quick as possible, and we want this bag, we want these shoes and all that. So, and it has consequences, as we said. So the best thing to do is just it's for a short term. Just stick to your own lane, be yourself first, love yourself, and learn to make your own path the way it's supposed to be, not just meandering everywhere trying to make life. Shortcuts are not better. So you just rather stay where you are, be confident in your own self, love yourself, love what you're doing, don't criticize yourself. People will always criticize you, but don't criticize yourself, because you'll just push yourself down. So just be confident, love yourself, and do what you love to do and make it count.
All right.
That's what I would say.
All said. Why are you looking at her like
It's
a-
like she was in my
Yeah,
head.
Chanel
It's like she
for
was in my head. Yeah, I'd say patience.
Yeah.
Patience, because let me use an example of TikTok right now. I'm at 79k followers. So let's say someone who's starting, people are like, how do I get there? People are just like, how do I get there? You don't enjoy the moment. First of all, just enjoy what you do and be patient, and before you know it, you'll be growing. And then another thing, every single person has their own time to shine.
That's right.
And you have to wait for yours. So if you see someone else shining, there's no need for you to feel bad and like, my
Right.
moment is what. Just determination and just be patient, and then it's all gonna work out.
And I like that you said it, because even in life generally, there's a way. So I just feel like sharing this now as an inspirational moment that has come from us here. But I think in life too, we know that there's seasons. There's there's summer, there's winter, there's the time you plant, there's the time you sow, and harvest. But as much as there are all those seasons, we're not all living the seasons at the same time. So it could be that you're in your harvest season, and for me it's time to sow, but because I'm just look at Flora. Instead of me spending my time sowing my seeds because I'm jealous of what she's harvesting, you then miss out on your harvest in future.
True.
So I like what you're both saying. And for you, my dear, what would you say?
For me, what I'd say is, first, you need to believe in yourself.
True.
Because you have to make content that you truly believe in, and you have to believe that you are enough to shine,
Yeah.
So you have to believe in yourself, believe in your content, resilience, of course, because everything, hard work for everything.
There's
and
no shortcuts.
Yes, and patience, because good things come to those who wait. So
All right. Ladies, thank you very much for coming on to the show today. It's been a pleasure talking to you. I've been here with Flora I can't.
Fresgi.
Fresgi. Good Lord. Flora Fresgi, Aziad Nasenya, and Laura Oluwaj. Asanteni sana for your company. I do appreciate you.
Thank you for having
Thank
us.
you.
You're most welcome. And with that said, we're going to take a short break now as we get ready for the second hour of the show. Coming up next, we bring you our Man Cave discussion. Earlier this week, we were talking about relationships and about this word submission and how women, just start tetemekaing at the word submission. Well, today we want to hear the man's perspective on it. I'm going to have two gentlemen in studio with me, Benjamin Zulu and gospel musician Boss MOG. And they'll be sharing their perspectives on it as well. Later on, we'll be traveling the world in pictures and bringing you our personality interview for the day. Today, we have DJ Sadiq who will be joining us in studio. Stay tuned. So much more lined up for you. I'll see you at the top of the hour.